Movie recording.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are late because having a baby kind of throws plans off. So, yeah, she's eating right now. So I can't show her to you. And that's why I'm covered with a blanket. Anyways, here's part 3 of How We Met. We left off at us talking about going out to visit his family for Christmas. And this was like right after we met. So we were talking about it, joking about it, and I don't even remember how it came up, but one of us, I think he called me. We were talking about us going there, and he's like, "Would you really like to go for reals or something?" I don't know. I can't remember. How did it even work out for us to come out? Do you know?
We joked about it because you didn't want to sit in the cramped pickup driving down to wherever it was. Where was it?
I don't remember. Like 8 hours away.
Yeah, and you'd much rather just fly out someplace real quick. And we kept joking about it, and we joke about it late at night when we're tired. And then we started hypothesizing about it. Well, if we were to, we would do this. And then it stopped being a hypothesis.
Yeah. And so we decided, like a week before Christmas, that I was going to go out there. And so he had to cancel his plane ticket. But luckily, you were able to get your money back, right? Yeah. Anyways, you had to cancel your plane ticket that you'd already purchased and repurchase 3 plane tickets for all of us. And I was like worried about the cost because it was such short notice. So he came up to our house, to where I was, the day before Christmas Eve. Well, we were supposed to fly out Christmas Eve. So he came up the day before, and I had stuff packed, and we loaded up his car and drove to the airport on Christmas Eve. And our flight was delayed like 20,000 times, it felt like. And then it was canceled, which was a sad day. Luckily, it was canceled before all the restaurants closed because I didn't really go grocery shopping because I wasn't going to be home for like a week. So, luckily, a restaurant was open. We went and ate, and then we drove back to my house, which was over an hour. And then we got up the next morning at like 4. He stayed in a hotel, and then he came and got us at like 4 in the morning, and we went back to the airport where the flight was not canceled. And on the way to the airport, he was staring at me and almost drove off the road. He hit the little things on the road that were like, or whatever noise they make. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So we got to the airport. Luckily, our flight was not delayed or canceled. And we flew to his parents' house. Well, we flew to the airport because we can't fly to their house. And then we got there, and Santa Claus had visited. A lot of presents for my son, some for us. So we opened them. There was like Duplo Legos, a wooden train track. And then there was this present for me and James. And so we opened it, or I was opening it, and it was like heavy, and I could tell it was glass. And I was like, man, these are some like really nice dishes, but they're oddly shaped. I don't know what the heck they are. So I opened them, and they were these weird bottles.
Oh, right.
They were Japanese soda called Ramune, and I didn't think I was going to like them. But they were good. I kept wanting them, and I was like, I need to save some and share. Oh, yes. I forgot one important thing. So, Christmas Eve, when we were driving back, or when we got back to my house, we were sitting on the couch, and that's where he proposed. He was going to do it on Christmas morning, but since we were going to fly out, he did it Christmas Eve. And he gave me his grandma's ring, and we got it resized when we went to see his parents because it was like 3 sizes too small. Apparently, I have large fingers. I don't know.
Maybe my grandma just had really small ones.
Maybe. Anyways, So, what do you have to say about Christmas Day?
It was a busy day. I remember we had our oldest, who was 3 at the time, still, wasn't he?
No, he was 2.5.
2.5-year-old.
A dog.
A dog. His car seat. A bag. So how did we have you? Did you had him strapped, and then did I carry him in the car seat through the airport?
The first on the layover, I had him strapped to me and a backpack on, and you carried the car seat, and I had the dog. And then when we got there, you just carried him in the car seat, I think. And yeah, Christmas Day is not the ideal day to travel. And then we got to your parents' house, and I
guess neither's Christmas Eve in retrospect.
True. Well, when a pilot doesn't show up, yeah. Oh yeah, that's why the flight was canceled. The co-pilot didn't show up, apparently. He must have had too much Christmas cheer. Anyways, so yeah, we got to his parents and opened presents, and I think we maybe ate a little lunch. I don't know. I was probably starving, but I'm always starving, so what's new? In fact, I'm going to eat a bagel when this video's over. So then we drove to his sister's house, and this was the first time they met me, and this was the first time I met them. And they were probably thinking, what is our son doing bringing this weird person home with him? But anyways, so we drove to his sister's house and had Christmas dinner and hung out there for a while. And then we went back to his parents' house, and I think we all just crashed because we were so exhausted. And then we started making wedding plans. We're talking like...
We stayed up late. You know, when we stay up late and Shelby gets tired, it makes everything funnier. So then we start talking about stuff we wanted at the wedding.
And one thing was, I wanted a Ramune bottle. I wanted to put sand in the bottom and then shove a glow stick in there and have that be the lights at the wedding.
On every table.
Yes, on every table. And I realized that we would have had to have little tiny, super thin glow sticks to go in these bottles. So we would have had to have a lot of them. But that was okay because they're good and I could have drank a lot of them. But they're also expensive.
It's a sidebar. If you want to get those marbles out of them, one way that works is if you fill them all with water and you freeze them.
We should do a video about it.
I don't want to do it again. I cut myself up, but I got the marbles.
Anyways, so we talked about wedding plans. Should you tell them about the Jackie droppings?
She also wanted to get...
Okay. I wanted the colors to be pink and white. Okay, anyways.
So, we wanted little pink poop bags, you know, collect the dog poop in it. And she wanted to put chocolate in them and offer them as hordivores for people and tell them that they were dropping from her dog.
I apparently need sleep because this is funnier than it was when I said it. So, I don't know. I just thought it would be funny. I think my plan was no-bake cookies, actually. But
even better.
We never did it because people would find that disgusting and a lot of work. So we would stay up talking about wedding plans. And I didn't tell my parents right away because I was going to tell them in person, but then they kept asking questions, so I finally told them. Anyways, and I think they knew because didn't you call my dad before we went out there?
Yeah, I called him and we talked for a little while, and I expressed my interest in taking her hand and the formal nature of it. I must not have presented it very clearly because he had the impression I was going to whisk her off to Arizona and wed her there. And so he's a little uneasy, and when I made it clear we weren't doing it there, I was just taking her out to see my family, that we would get married around them, That helped it a little bit.
Yeah, so he kind of already knew, but I was going to wait and tell them in person. But anyways, so we just kind of hung out with his family for a week. We went shopping. We went and got my ring resized. And then him and I went to Target and made a wedding registry. And that was kind of fun. And then, what else did we do? What other stories are there? I feel like I'm forgetting stuff because I'm tired.
We should do an outline next time.
That would be a good idea.
See, Rebecca for... No, that wasn't going on yet.
Her being pregnant? She just...
I was going to be vague about it.
Oh.
Nothing as far as specific details. I remember a lot of the feelings. Getting there that night, we're jet lagged. The eldest was exhausted and crying, and I was going. And for the first time in my life, I was rushing to the kitchen to make a bottle for our baby. That was going to happen a lot more times in the future.
Yeah, I think I nursed him, but he wanted like juice or something. I don't even know. And we played with your niece, and then I met your other sister. Oh yeah, and the day after Christmas we had another Christmas dinner at your parents' house.
Right.
And that was good. All of both of your siblings were there, and then...
Oh, was that when you saw a Missy dog?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. How was I going to forget that? So his grandpa, who has since passed away, had a nice house, and in the backyard, it was like, you can describe the backyard.
They had this nice artificial grass turf out there because real grass is trouble, and you can't get it easily in Arizona. There was a rocky field, lots of plants and gardening. They had a really nice orange tree and a lemon tree out there. It was a Meyer lemon tree, which is nice because Meyer.
So our oldest, was 2.5 at the time. He got to go and pick oranges off the tree. And I believe when he picked the oranges off, he would just try and take a bite out of them right away without peeling them. And his grandpa had this dog named Missy who he loved. She didn't so much love him. And my dog Jackie loved her, but she didn't love Jackie so much.
It's just a German schnauzer type.
So...
Or no, I'm sorry. That was a different dog. This one was just a little toy poodle.
And she had a really high-pitched bark. So, there was this one time at his parents' house. I was sitting there, and Jackie was laying at my feet. And she was just laying there so still. And one of the cats came out of the bedroom, and the cat was so shy. And he just crept up to her,
We had been there for a few days to establish the mood. I knew this cat existed. I grew up there, but he hadn't come out at all. He was a scaredy cat. And it had been a few days, and for the first time, this cat was showing its face in front of the strangers of the house and that dog. Sorry, now.
That's probably how the cat thought of her, was that dog.
As you were describing the moment.
Anyway, so she was laying there so still, this cat came up and just crept up to her nose. And she just laid there. And as soon as the cat got to her nose, she jumped up. And the cat never came out again.
The cat was gone immediately.
It's true. It was. And we went out to eat with his parents at Texas Roadhouse. And it had been such a long time since I'd been there, that I forgot how many nuts were there. Were on the ground. It was like, I was like, what is all this junk I'm stepping on?
Might as well have been dog food.
So, and then we flew back. So we were there a week. We flew back. And when we got back, we realized our luggage was gone. It had got left at the layover airport. So we had to drive an hour to my house and hang out, and it was New Year's Eve, I think. And then on New Year's Day, my parents watched our son, and then we went and got our luggage and went to Golden Corral. And it was just frustrating, but I think the airlines gave us a voucher because we complained. But that was really good, the best part. But yeah, that, can you think of anything else? Oh, and then he had to leave a few days after the new year started. And so he basically spent his whole time off at Christmas with us, which was fun.
After that, we had a date set for the actual wedding.
Yes, we did. And so then we started making wedding plans.
We never did anything that we discussed previously at the actual wedding.
No, we
except for the wedding colors.
Yes, that is true. We didn't do the Ramen bottles or the Jackie droppings. So, I don't know, it was fun going out there. I was surprised at the amount of gifts because I figured, okay, these people don't know us, you know. It'll just be a few things. And then it was like, holy cow, there was a lot of presents. And I don't know, I guess it made me feel really good that they were willing to just jump in like he had always been a part of their family and, you know, welcome him as part of the family. And James's mom wanted to be called Grams or Grammy, but my son would not call her that. He would not call her anything for the first like 4 or 5 days. And then all of a sudden he started going around saying, Ma, Ma, and that's what he called her for a while. I don't think she liked it too much, but he's since changed. And since his dad has cats, his dad is now known as Papa Meow.
See, he's kind of like Papa, her dad, but he's not Papa, so he can't be Papa. Qualifier Meow.
We're trying to break that and say, okay, he's this person, but it's not working.
Oh, tuckered out.
Being a newborn is hard. So this is our kind of sporadic video. We plan to hopefully have one up on Monday like we do every Monday. So that will be about our wedding plans, I think. And then we'll do one about the wedding afterward. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Do you have anything else to add?
Both of our dogs have walked by in the background in this video.
That is Jackie jangling.